Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the winners semifinals of the MetaPlays Pro League qualifier #1 here in Season 6. This is the Scorpions League. Cars and Cameras will be in the blue color here playing as Arbiter. And on the other side of Rift, his opponent EOD Spartan Seb, the red color playing as Yap Yap. Now, in this tournament, there's 950 pounds on the line at least, plus whatever the community ends up contributing to it. It's well on the way to 1,000 already, so I'm thinking we'll easily reach that. The main event, however, is 750 pounds of that. The qualifiers each slice off 100 from the total prize pool. So that the guys get paid for just playing the qualifiers also. The big deal is definitely the main event. There's 2 qualifiers. As for this matchup, Cars and Cameras is pretty well set up. You don't want to let Yap Yap take your minis. They're always going to try it, but if you're quick about it, if you delay your building placement a little bit in your main, you can definitely get your minis. Especially if it's just Rift with the 2 minis, right? You can even do it on Bedrock where it's free, but then you're cutting into your production at home more. Which is fine. You know, it's a trade-off. A very good trade-off at that. You can definitely see how EOD has a better setup at home. He's got the second extractor coming up. He's got the mini bases occupied with harvesters, but he doesn't have any unit production whatsoever because of this. So he's gonna be spamming only cannon fodder, and I'm not sure how well that will end up. Karst also has the second extractor now. But he certainly has the potential here to get out there and do something, because cannon fodder can't put a stop to that. So getting power nodes, getting a denial on this base expansion could be all options available to Cars and Cameras. We'll see exactly what direction he takes with all this though. Right now he's just working on the power node. That's gonna take some time with only 2 grunts. You don't want them to die in the process. Oh my god, EOD is just like an absolute savage. He's stealing Cars and Cameras' base, forcing a response, but potentially just looking to bait him into the mines, giving him even more boys. It's a power node for Cars. And damn did he need that. Going tier 2 now. He's gonna try to dislodge the base with his tier 2 options. Might be actually brutes. He might be making brutes for that. Oh wait, sorry, he's Arbiter. I thought he's Shipmaster for a second. I don't know why I thought that. He's Arbiter. And that means Enforcers, of course. Could be getting a Phantom. That would be a very good answer as well to the weakly, measly cannon fodder. I like that he's leaving a grunt there to guard the power node, but this might be just too many cannon fodder to get rid of with the regular grunts. Especially with all the extras coming in, but I think the Enforcers will be able to get rid of the base. EOD, however, predicting it, he's making an Apex right there, right now. Another mine detonates, giving him more boys. I think the Apex is late, guys. But the chopper isn't, and there's more mines. Oh! Plasma Bolt takes it down. Yeah, that will work. More boys, however, once again for EOD. And there's 2 Enforcers now. I think they will successfully take down the base after all. There's heavy grunts being made, but yeah, EOD knows this is not going to happen anymore. Stasis, mines also on location. Trying to lure EOD in. I think it's going to work. Oh, beautiful. That was indeed beautiful work. Yeah, completely getting rid of EOD, but EOD is not exactly weak. On the other side, he's got the third extractor. He's got a bunch of units out to help defend, and these are real units. Heavy grunts, choppers. Could place down some more mines when he has the cooldown. Oh, don't throw that away. It's a really good tank. Not against that many units, but you know. More heavy grunts being made. Oh, that was a great ram. And Carson Cameras' split is actually there. It's really good. That's very impressive. He was so clumped up, then he got rammed, and then he immediately started splitting as a reaction to the beam. Beautiful play. Exactly the kind of stuff you'd expect from a high-level gamer like Carson Cameras. Now, that engineer does need saving real bad. But hey, it took a lot of the beating from this army, allowing EOD to spam some more buildings and units alike. He's a little bit low population for my taste, but hey, he's getting the ankle biters upgrade now for the cannon fodder, so they'll be able to, well, you guessed it, bite some ankles. That's right. They're into that. Don't judge. Anyway, we've got the mines, and I'm pretty sure these are gonna trigger. All three of them did. Stacy saying half the army. Once again, the engineer goes down for EOD. Where are they coming from? Oh, here, right. Yeah, this base needs some defending too. More cannon fodder will be needed. But the Rangers are causing problems. The Arbiter hero is here. He does not have the Conduit Incarnate upgrade. He's just able to rage, however. But I think he might be 4th point, guys. Carson Cameras might be able to throw in the Enforcer drop, and they will enforce whatever Cars wants. Raging now with the RB, taking down the Elite Ranger. It's looking pretty good so far, guys. I think he's gonna take down an Extractor or maybe even 2. That would be crazy good. That was the worst Plasma Bolt I've ever seen. He also missing the actual empowering effect from Conduit of Rage. So yeah, that doesn't matter though. I mean, Carson Cameras is doing an absolute number here to EOD. RB is raging pretty good, but guess what? The engineer is out healing this for now. Of course, won't stay alive forever, but still. A mini base has been destroyed, but oh, and Enforcer almost died for it. That's actually a pretty big deal. And you know what? EOD is holding this reasonably well, especially if this methane wagon ends up staying alive for a long time here. There's no way those grunts can take this. Mines versus mines. We'll see how that goes. Gotta be careful with that. A single cannon fodder could go in and deactivate the whole thing, though. Yeah, with the EOD's mines detonating as well. That was a nice little chain reaction there. I like it. Cars is getting some real nice tier 2 army, right? Nah, it's all grunts, I'm kidding. Oh, the Banshee as a response to the Arbiter is interesting. I mean, he can attack up during his ability, but it might shoo him away a little bit. Unfortunately for Cars, while he's raging, he's healing himself at the same time while attacking. So that life leech on the Rangers just makes him able to take them down. No problem. Dive in, wait for the next ability, go back in there. Hero Wars 2 is like really generous with abilities like that. You don't start to cool down once the ability ends. You start to cool down once it begins. So you're able to cycle abilities a lot in Halo Wars 2. Very rewarding for good micro, but also very hard to punish good micro because of that. I like the Phantom Edition here. And you know, Kars is certainly controlling the map very nicely. At some point in time, he's gonna be considering a third base. This Arbiter is just healing himself up by harassing. I might get that Engineer, but maybe not. Ay, ay, ay. I don't think Kars is gonna allow this to be taken down. These enforcers are so good against the heavy grunts. I'm actually a little bit surprised by how good they are against them. What is going on? There's a ranger shooting at you guys. You should be dying. Oh well. EOD's going for the counter pressure. I didn't look at this because it didn't look very threatening on the minimap. And it's, you know what, it's not very threatening. There's a grunt dome here. The heroes are the threatening part, but I think Kars just brings home his Arbiter and he'll be Gucci. Gonna trade it against the Grunt Goblin. It's a good thing for EOD that there's 3 of those. But I really do think the Arbiter will have to go home now. Sure, take down the Ranger, that's a good pickoff, but you can't leech health from a shielded enemy like the Grunt Goblin, so it won't be the easiest thing to take that down, and all these Needler shards are doing a lot of work. Seen some suicide grunts, but now the Phantom is at work. EOD is doing a big drop, that will add a lot of power to this little push. We've got a pretty decent blast there. Plasma Bolt can do some good work to drops if you hit it correctly. But there is a lot of healing here. Ultimately didn't kill anything off. And it shouldn't be any issue for EOD to heal his army back up. And Kars on Cameras' base is actually in a lot of trouble, guys. I have to say. Where is Arby? He's got his shielding now. He's got his ability, I think, off cooldown as well. Yeah, there it is. So he will be able to probably dislodge this army, I think. That was not a good spot for the heal, EOD. I think you gotta leave. Please don't shoot me. Nah, he's got please shoot me at the moment. Oh, the mines are gonna stasis everything, allowing this Arbiter hero to heal up, and the Phantom's just evaporating what's left. But you know what? EOD has a lot of reinforcements. He's still got the Engineers, and the cooldowns on the abilities are at least ticking while you are stasis. So that's one of the few benefits of actually being stasis. You can also get healed. The Rangers are doing a number 2. The Goblin actually will be picking it off, right? No Kars went out of range. These are full health Phantom Scars. You don't need to do that. There's no reverse here. So engage, engage, engage. There it is. You gotta kill. If Kars can squeeze out just one more Phantom, which he just did, he can put even more Rangers in this. That should be an absolute easy hold from here on out, ladies and gentlemen. Very nicely done by Kars. Now, unless EOD has something that's a lot stronger than what he's got on screen, I don't know, guys. This is looking bad now, all of a sudden. He's still in tier 2, so is Kars, but I mean, both are going to be able to go to tier 3. We've got an Enforcer drop to further help defend this. Gobbo might go down, but the healing rates received are absolutely nuts. He's gonna shoo away the Arbiter. That's not something you see every day. Enforcer drop is sadly a little bit wasted, though. It would have been much, much stronger in a Phantom or 2. Kars can certainly afford a Phantom. But Grunt Dome is coming in. That will help a lot against the Suicide Grunt business. But unfortunately for EOD, he just doesn't have a lot else here, and taking down the Phantoms, well, that's not an easy task to begin with, let alone if you don't have Reavers. So I'm really, really liking Kars' position. The only thing going for EOD is that he continues putting on the pressure, and that he's got a third base coming up. So I like that kind of stuff. Oh! Getting off some further units, boosting everyone else. That's a death. Might be able to pick off the engineers as well now. Phantoms are so fast. Oh my good lord. All the grunts within are shooting down the air units. Everything's getting run down. This isn't even close anymore. Finally, we see a Reaver for EOD Spartan Seb, and he's gonna push away the Phantoms with that, but not before losing a lot of units and a lot of value overall. And the units that got ejected survived. Picking off another heavy grunt there. This is actually great. The Arbiter is still relatively healthy. You know, he can heal himself up pretty much fully as he engages with the mini base. Just gonna proc his ability. Now what's that? More Grunt Goblins coming out for EOD Spartan Step. He's still not going to tier 3. Carson Karamas has clicked up. And once he does, he's gonna be able to expand the number of slots on his Phantoms. He is not gonna need any further units than that. Air upgrades, infantry upgrades. Pump this full of infantry. Grunts, elites. By elites I mean rangers and enforcers, of course. Hunters, I'm not sure you need at the moment. If there's more Reavers, then I guess. Yeah, third base for cars. It's coming up. Really like that there's a progress bar on these things. It's so useful. Yeah, do it. The Reaver-based Sentinel kills. I love it. This is my favorite thing. It happened twice today in this tournament. Keep it up, guys. Oh my god. It still doesn't beat the Reaver and Brute combo. That was something. Okay, Cars with his third base is actually quite exposed. I like a lot that he decided to sack the generator because that was an easy suicide target for this army. There's a lot of base damage in here, so it definitely would have gone down. It's very expensive, so the cancellation is actually really smart from Cars, just thinking ahead. Rather make it a pad that dies, right? Still no Reavers in EOD's army though. Where are they? Oh, there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Bring him then. That Plasma Bolt did nothing. I swear to God. What was that? I think it's the Engineer Shields just being that good, honestly. Yeah. Cars has Engineers too. And they're pretty good. They're healing this up, no problem. RB is here. I wonder if he's unlocked the stasis by now. It is 18 minutes. You should be on 7th, 8th point, something like that. So a stasis here would be actually pretty good. Base is receiving as much healing as is possible. The bubble shields aren't being triggered, however. Oh, I'm getting triggered though by this beam. But so is Karsus splits. That was sick. That was such a good split. But guess what? EOD wants his base dead very badly. He's methaning it down. I think it was already under the effect of methane though, but guess what? All these debuffed engineers are gonna get picked. He's made a shield. He's made a shield! You can't kill him! He's invincible! Okay, the shield is now down, but guess what? The Phantoms are still going for the moment. RB has been going to town this whole time, and he's got his tier 3 upgrade, Reflection Shield, and yeah, he can just run these units down even harder now with the better stats. He's got more health, which means he's healing himself more. Absolute nuts, this business with the life stealing. Not that you ever lose the shield on him, but if you do, against such a small army, then I guess he goes back to full anyway. Every single unit of EODs has died. He's still trying to flood in, but it's probably a better idea to turn around, and I'm not sure Yap Yap in his late game has anything left to deal with this, especially once the Arbiter starts starring up. Ay, ay, ay. He's a veteran boy now, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be insane. Going into the later stages. Choppers? Huh? What? Me confused. Okay, the Reaver might be able to take down the Grunts. Maybe. In time. Maybe not. Definitely not. Not if you pull him away. Pew, pew, pew. Are we getting the infantry upgrades? He's tier 3 firmly, for sure. We've seen all the upgrades already. We don't have the free slot Phantoms just yet, though. Wait a second. Orenti has been defeated by Aatrox? Sorry, the other way around. Aatrox has been defeated by Orenti. That makes Orenti S tier. That's nuts. So Aatrox is out of the tournament. He's like seed 3. What the heck? Or was he seed 4? I guess Orenti woke up after the hero match. Very nice. Yeah, as soon as somebody beats somebody in our new tier list system, they move up or down depending on that. If a lower player wins, that is, against a higher player, then a move is triggered. You take the place of the defending higher player as the lower player. It's a very nice Grunt Dome and a lot of great heals as well from EOD. So I think because of how powerful that burst heal is, you might be able to win an infantry war here. RB's heals are much slower paced. And nonetheless, they are able to do a lot of work. I really like the Please Don't Shoot Me to counter the stasis here. Also got a beam on Kars's group. These guys in the garrison don't care though. That's probably the worst target to pick. Where's Arbiter? Oh, he's right to the middle of it all. Yeah, he's gonna take everything down. Wow, that was such a good opener to this fight by EOD, but then Carson Cameras just vibes everything out, like the longevity of the Arbiter buffs, Cognitive Rage, and the hero ability, and you know, just the stasis, mass stasis. It really adds up. The late game of Arbiter is pretty impossible to punish. Although if EOD can have 120 population army with Wraiths, I think that could do a lot here. Wraith Reaver. Maybe just a few Rangers to pick off the Hunters. That would be rather nice. I think that's the only way. There's a lot of Reavers here. Not much air for Kars. So I think it's pretty easy to punish. Is Kars getting the population upgrade? Yes. And he's getting the air upgrade as well. EOD is adding Locust in. I don't like that part. They're so slow and you need some mobility against this. He is tier 3, so I'm really confused as to why he's not making any Wraiths. Matt Hat on YouTube says, heavy grunts just mean that they ate too much. Maybe they're supposed to have these fuel rod guns, so that's pretty good stuff. Heavily armored as well for a grunt. I mean, they're chunky boys. I love them so much. They're my babies. All the Phantoms are loaded. 5 of them, 6 of them. Not sure there's any more. It's a good number already though. Air upgrade 2 is done. This is a good timing for Kars to press his advantage. Use his newly acquired upgrade. Load these Phantoms up. Maybe take the guys from the garrison actually. Already start. Like within the Phantoms, you still gain veterancy obviously. The units actually count as standing still, which makes them work faster on the veterancy. So if those Phantoms stay alive a long time, it will be full of veterans. It's absolutely nuts long term. I just wish units gathered veterancy all the time, even when moving. The Locusts are gonna do their absolute best here, but yeah, Kars just gets a small stasis on like a quarter of the army, more like a third actually. Arbiter won't be able to attack here. Not during Please Don't Shoot Me. But Kars is getting on top of the army. Let's see if he has a mass stasis available to open up cleanly as well. I don't know about that heal from EOD. He triggers it, but he had nothing hurt. Carson Camera is gonna mass stasis his base, right? Right? Oh my god. He mass stasis the army instead, not the base. So it's gonna suffer the damage from the methane. And now the Locust might be able to pick it off because, well, guess what? They're buffed. This is debuffed. He's gonna beam it. Oh my god. He really wants this dead. Beam level 2 as well. Oh, the Locusts are gonna get absolutely wiped out, however, by a nice plasma bolt and the combination of this Uber infantry loaded in Phantoms. The base is dead, but so is EOD's entire army for that effort. Wow. Now the Phantoms get boosted. And they're sparkling. Really shiny Phantoms right there. Would love to see them loaded with the enforcers and stuff. So that they shoot their... so they throw their grenades more often, actually. The grenade throws from them are highly damaging to buildings. Love what that can do. EOD's once again gonna try the same thing, but this time we won't have the leader powers available for it, whereas Carson Cameras probably does have some leader powers back already. Tell you what, the Reavers are actually doing an amazing job here getting rid of all this, plus the defensive turrets. Very nicely done by EOD. Would consider healing these up. I think he's more interested in attacking. He's got 120 population again. He's very happy with his unit composition, and maybe I actually underrated the capabilities of late game Yap Yap. EOD is showing us how it's done. And Carson Cameras is certainly doing the right thing. But you do wonder whether he should have maybe a handful of Braves himself. Okay, that's a really good opening with the stasis. Bear in mind, this time EOD has a bunch of cannon fodder in the army, so this is a lot less intimidating than the previous one was. Kars is not going to be able to make use of it because EOD counters it with the Please Don't Shoot Me, of course. Such a good counter to this power. Now, destroying the base is going to be a bit easier because this is only a tier 2 base now, not a 7 slot. Methane wagon detonating is going to stun everybody nearby. The Reavers are at a very fine long range, able to shoot at the Phantoms without retaliation, destroying them pretty easily, but EOD's army is just a little bit too small and too weak. So yeah, RB is going to reign supreme. EOD is going to have to get out of here as much as he can. Using the grunt hustle there, very smart. Ultra hustle at this point, of course. Man, Conduit of Rage is going to be so strong going forward. I'm pretty sure it's level 3 already, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But I think that was tier 3. It's 30 minutes in the game, so obviously it should be. The next objective for Kars will be really building up on his power surge so that he can use his powers more often, as well as... what's next actually? Like, Plasma Bolt, right? Get the free shot from that. I think that's the next one. EOD once again gets pushed back. Not quite free reign, however. There's gonna be a big drop from EOD's button Seb, but the entire thing gets stasis. EOD has more counters, however. The Grunt Dome will be keeping him alive a moment longer while he gets out of there. Except that Grunt in there. That, yeah, got crushed. And another one. Kinda sitting under the shield, kinda slamming away the Arbiter hero. Is this the answer? Do you just get out the Brute Boys to slap the Arbiter? Teleportation has been used, so Kars is now not really able to split out of this, not in the choke point. The level 2 beam is absolutely evaporating his veteran units. This is gonna be a problem for him, no doubt. Pretty good army that EOD has put himself together, man. And there's more coming. There is more coming. Carson Camera is also pumping hard. They're at a similar population count, but certainly with a lead to EOD, who's able to get another push going on this 7-slot base now. Cloaked, shielded. Not an easy thing to break, let me tell you. Everything got activated, including Kars's killer instinct, I think. He's just going in with the Arbiter, knowing that he won't be losing much of his health bar. That was able to buy him a lot of time to max out, get the extra Phantoms, get the turrets upgraded maybe. Actually, the turret's not upgraded yet, but hey, here comes the Methane that should drop the shields and debuff the entire base. Please don't shoot me, not the best follow-up to that, of course, but has to do it because the army is stasis again. Dude, Kars definitely has power surge to some degree. It is pretty late in the game. He didn't go for Plasma Bolt upgrades, so I think he has power surge. Stasis Mines are doing their work as well, reducing the active army size of EOD Spartan Sep. He barely has Reavers actively shooting at the Phantoms, and they are anyway in engineer bubbles. They are healing from Conduit of Rage, and they're loaded with Hunters so they can just come after this. No problem at all. The Reavers should not be shooting the Hunters, that's for sure, otherwise they're not going to target the air. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, Kars solidly holding on to his bases. It's a good job by EOD, however, to go after the minis. He's also dealing with the other one that Kars has stolen earlier. So that should equalize the situation at least a little bit. It's very difficult for EOD to get a mobility advantage because his army is literally slower. Plus, Kars has more mobility. Like from teleport, from Conduit of Rage. He can do whatever he wants. Even his hero is more mobile. This is a slugfest indeed, guys. You're correct. Mass stasis. Actually, Kars is activating his abilities a little too soon here. But I guess he can pick off the reinforcements meanwhile. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. We got a single Grunt Dome from EOD. It would be nice if he had a second one by now. That would help a lot. Then he can just wait until the first one deletes itself. It's really Kars that deletes it, but you get what I mean. Let's get the second one. Plasma Bolt once again empowering everybody here. Please don't shoot me is available should it be needed. Enforcers are coming in, but they do drop. Normally we got a small stasis and the please don't shoot me is in. Would love to see a heal from EOD here, because you can heal all these stasis units after all. He gonna do it? He's got it ready to go. I guess he'll let the engineers do the work. Oh, the beam on the retreat path too. We'll at least get the phantoms and whatever's inside. So that wasn't bad at all. But Kars has another burst of the Arbiter ability ready to go. My goodness, this might go to the time limit. We have a 1 hour time limit. If nobody can destroy bases, then we just call it. We just call it a draw, in fact. So they would have to replay game 1. But I think EOD is starting to look real good here. He's now starting to add in the shade turrets as well. Will help him a little bit extra on top of everything else. But guess what? Kars is invisible. I don't think EOD can see. He's about to lose his engineer. That's his only line of sight provider, or detector rather. Either way, Kars is no longer invisible, but he killed the entire army, so he doesn't need to be. Starting to build up a really good resource bank. EOD is starting to struggle with the supplies. Has a lot of power, but not enough supplies. I'm not sure how he fixes it at this point. Does he have too many gens? Okay, upgrading that helps. 7 slots. More harvesters. Yeah, he's doing... He knows he's on a timer. So he needs to go and do something against Arbiter, because Arbiter only gets stronger as you unlock the remaining points. That's more conduct of rages during the fight. That harvester should upgrade as well at some point. Every little bit counts. You know, he did manage to rebuild the army, but I think he's just trying the same thing again and again and again. Wouldn't it be more beneficial at this point to try something with Wraiths? He still has time to build up a good army with that, but I just think these heavy grunts aren't doing it. Not against those rangers, they're not. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking a lot of nonsense. The Reavers against Hunter Phantom can get ugly. Arbiter Hero's getting tickled. I'm not sure he cares too much. I mean, it hurts, but... you know, it is what it is. Kars is out of position here. So, if EOD gets a successful attack off on this base, that could go a long, long way. He doesn't need to use his method. Stasis will save Kars. Phantoms are fully loaded. But the shield gen has already fallen. Mass stasis comes in. Oof, that's rough, man. That is rough. Does EOD have shields? He has shield drops. That could help a lot. Just gonna use his little boost. Phantoms are dropping fast, man. Kars is remaking his army. EOD a little bit less so. I wonder if he could go for a Scarab or something. Okay, Methane is gonna blast the army together with the beam, but Kars does have a teleport available again. Cooldown's kind of aligned like that. Blasts himself on top of the army. Oh my goodness! Wait, that did nothing. What the heck? Why did possible do nothing? I guess they are in Methane, so that protects them. No engineer shield though, so it should have done something. I think when there's effect stacking, sometimes the game is just like, I'm gonna check out, I think. That was at least a double blast. Could have been a triple. Kars looks like he will be holding for now. But that definitely was costly for him too. still, he has so many resources and he's making cheap units only. I'm not sure he cares as much as EOD does with all these expensive losses. Once again, he's just remaking the same kind of army. Did we upgrade here? No, not yet. I'm sure at some point EOD will think of it. It's hard in the heat of the battle, right? These guys might time limit this game. Ah, it's a shield interaction with the leader powers. Okay, okay, got it. Nice boom. Stuns the units a bit, but yeah, EOD's gonna need a lot more sauce to get anywhere with this. He's the one attacking, so Kars is just not really able to get anything done. That's gonna be a draw at 1 hour. Literally just sitting on his base. If you guys want turtle matches, you're gonna be very happy right now. If they replay this, it might lead to the same kind of result. Imagine that. Just forever stuck playing this. Oh, hello. We missed you. I missed that too? Come on, man. That was a plasma bolt, but I don't think it killed anything. EOD is still pretty much full pop. Now the engagement starts, however, and Kars is not looking so hot in this, honestly. I'm not sure he has got what it takes to beat the Scarab. I'm sure there's a bunch of hunters, but there's a lot of healing here for the Scrab. Arbiter's gonna try to engage. Wouldn't advise to do that. That's a long stasis for the Scarab. Shoot from quite afar. Another stasis, my god. Norby's like, yeah, I'm gonna heal myself, I think. Stompy stomps. Here they come. There's a bubble shield on the Scarab, and I think EOD is starting to actually make something happen here. This is starting to look good. Stompy Stomp's pretty strong, but he is starting to lose population. Really needs to pump some units. The Scars is doing that. EOD is kind of not doing that. Can't really pre-queue units in Halo Wars 2, so really gotta watch out for it when your population drops. I like the addition of the engineers, but I think the hunters might be just too high in number, and they were also in that's nice shield timing there. Blocks the damage. And we're gonna see a beam on the hunters. This is a tier 3 beam. Oh my god, Kars has to run and split. It's not enough. Oh my god, the hunters got annihilated. Okay, beam 3. He killed the Arbiter. Oh my goodness! This entire game EOD has been waiting for his moment, and I think it might have just happened. This is his moment. Oh, he even gets the detonation there on that mine. Fantastic stuff. Just needs the healing now on the Scarab, and pushing the base would essentially put him ahead at this point. Carson Cameras pumping back the army real quick, but a lot of phantoms are being queued. It will take time for them to be both trained and to arrive, and then they're not going to be loaded with hunters because the hunters are coming in separately and can be picked off. This is a pretty big deal. Oh, the stasis is buying him the time he needs, though. This might work out. I think it's very important for EOD to take out units from the garrison at this point as well. This is looking really good. Cars might be able to hold once again. He's got the hero. He's certainly got the resources to do that. And there's another stasis mine taking the Scarab out of the equation. It's a huge population commitment, so every time it's stasis, there's a huge issue for Yap Yap. Might be possible to take down the hero once again, but this time Cars pays good attention to that. And all these hunters are doing a number to the Scarab. This is a Gruntum level 2, I'm sure. Does he have another drop of it, or... Nah, it doesn't look... Oh! It's dead. The Scarab has been defeated. So many phantoms for Carson Cameras. He did not lose a base. He barely just managed to lose his army once, and here he is back with a vengeance, now pushing onto EOD, taking out his vehicles, and probably going to look to push his base next. EOD Spartan Step has resources. He's trying to remake the Scarab very urgently, so I'm pretty sure his unit training speed is fully upgraded too. The Grunt Goblin has a star, might be able to save it. That's very valuable for sure, if you can keep it alive. The other one probably won't be staying alive. Maybe this? Nah, this is stasis mines. But can Cars keep pushing? I mean, it is just hunters. They're not a base pushing army. But neither is that of EODs against this. Neither player can make any headway. More phantoms. Huh? Oh, we already have the Scarab. Right. Thought I'm like gonna catch it this time, but it is what it is. Car's gonna be max. EOD's gonna be max. Different point of attack this time though. And we've got the hero with the 1 star. Fully healed. Cars is just not gonna let this happen, is he? There's a handful of scattered units, some that aren't stasis as well. The EOD is uniting his army before he goes anywhere. Trouble is, mass stasis is available too, and Cars can certainly benefit from that, just targeting half the army and picking off the rest. And he knows exactly what's going on. I mean, he had vision of this thanks to this hunter in the garrison. EOD is going to attempt to push, but I mean, this is now max phantom territory. It's too much, isn't it? I also really like the addition of a handful of Reavers to Carson's army because it will take care of the engineers. Once again, stasising the high population part of the army, aka the Scarab. Then the phantoms can go in and clear out the Reavers, which by themselves aren't very strong. But in numbers, they sure are, especially when they're guarded by other things that are more damaging than them. Doesn't look to me like EOD can hold here. This is not his position to stay in. It's rather something that Cars can protect. And he kills another Scarab. Oh my goodness. Might be able to get the push going on the main base. Not much production there. And Karsh is staying on 120 population this whole entire time. He's starting to get unit upgrades now, even for stuff he doesn't have, like Wraiths, for example. Every little bit gives him even more lethal power points. So at 50 minutes as Arbiter in such a big macro game, surely you have everything already done, no? Arbiter is gonna go nuts once more. Siphoning health from the enemy, but Karsh is just losing his army. So, looks like EOD will defend no problem. You can't attack in this. Okay, is Karsh gonna change composition or just more of the same? Looks like more of the same, guys. Phantoms, Rangers, Hunters. You cannot destroy a base like this. Let me tell you. Can't be done. Not against these tier 3 upgraded, shielded, cloaked bases defended by an army that has so many lethal powers available. Oh, great grunt domes that will completely block the damage from plasma rounds. I think the Phantoms will definitely drop here. The grunt dome is now gone. But plenty of healing available to our Yap Yap player. And we've got beam level 3 as well, in expectation of all those units dropping out. They're also getting methaned. And the base shield will be coming down very, very soon, I think, for... Oh, it's already down. Sorry, that's the... Why does it still have the shielding effect? There's no shield on this base. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think the game is gonna crash. The entire game crashed. I can't believe it. It crashed. What do we even do? I mean, that was a really good attack, but... Oh, man. I cannot believe this. I'm gonna lean towards the draw and replay. Because that was an extremely close game. And I'm pretty confident that Karsh would have been able to hold the base once more. So yeah. Okay. Let's try this again, guys. It's literally the same thing. We've been here before. It's like... It would be a parallel universe, right? Something like that. But no, it's not. It's just Karsh Cameras playing Arbiter. And EOD Spartan Seb playing as Yap Yap again, because they crashed in the previous game. Everybody crashed, including myself. And it was very, very even. So our rules here state that in such a case, the players have to replay. And they can pick their new map. They can pick new leaders. But they didn't. So, déjà vu. Spartan Seb manages to steal both minis in this game. Oh my god. Oh my EOD. He's a god. Is he just gonna go 4 minis in this game? That's crazy, dude. Oh no, Carson Cameras. Okay, well, you're at least Arbiter. You can clean up, right? That should be fine with the raid camp coming in. Arbiter has some of the best anti-building units there in the early game, but EOD Spartan Seb is not gonna leave it at that. He's definitely gonna be spamming some cannon fodder. He's gonna be grabbing his own raid camp, no doubt. Let's go. Karsh is going for the right first target as well, the one that could have had the raid camp, but it's not going to have it. In fact, EOD is going to make one at home, so we might see some Enforcer versus Grunt Rider action. That should be sick. Or it might just be heavy grunts, we'll see. 2 raid camps from EOD, he does not want the long game anymore. He's done. He's done playing, literally. Karsh is going to take out these 2 mini bases in the back, but I mean, he is stuck on the 1 base. That means a lot in Halo Wars 2, guys. He's gonna tickle the extractor. That's so good. That is such a good idea there. Cars really doesn't have the tools right now to deal with everything at once, so tickling these is definitely great. Could have tickled this while it was building for increased damage against unfinished buildings. That could have been very, very nice to add. But I think EOD is just happy to send everybody across the entire map and do his best like that. I still don't see any brutes because he's got just a little bit too many tickle boys. EOD's looking good. Cars is also playing good though. Yeah, great players for sure. Well, it is the Pro League, right? We kind of expect it. This time the Pro League is working differently, so we only let in the top players. Nobody else gets in. And we have like a very complex seeding system for it. It's very mobile too, so you can become one of those top players by just beating them once. Cars is holding very beautifully. Oh, and we have the Rising Star League for everybody else. And of course the Amateur League for the lower level players. If he takes down this, it will explode in his face. Only hurting one Enforcer squad, but that's still problematic. Every Enforcer squad matters here, and a lot. It's very nice of Cars to have taken the garrison there. Very thoughtful, definitely. Suicide Grunts crashing into this. EOD did not manage to bring in the Methane Wagon into the big group, so he might actually get sent back home here, leading to a advantage Cars situation. Oh my god. That was a crazy good hold by Cars, and he's got a 5-slot base to show for it, and a double generator, and potentially power nodes soon. I'm a fan of what he's put together. EOD is spending all his power on methane wagons, but I'll tell you what, if he's facing a tier 2 arbiter soon, he's not gonna have the tools to deal with it. That arbiter can just go after these units, cut them down, and get out. Engineers are a really nice addition here too. Cars just doesn't want to pump more units, especially ones that cost power. So you're healing up the Enforcers in particular, very valuable for sure. And having the shields on these guys as well, plus the mines giving these guys some added mobility to pick off some more units. It's exactly the place Cars wants to be in. He's going tier 2. EOD is attempting a base expansion. He's got his second power generator now, but he's really, really far away from tier 2 himself. Should be easy enough for Cars to escape. And EOD runs into the mine, so no. That hurts. Wow, dude, Cars is holding so well against the pressure. Could start thinking about picking up this, wait, don't tell me he's grabbing a third base, that would be nuts. I think he's just getting vision there, or maybe the pickups. Yeah, he's got a little bit of scattered resources around still, so that's something to look at later. It's just gonna be the power node. Of course, the base is gonna have a turret now. Arbiter is coming in. The front base is the 7th slot. That's how it should be. I'm not sure if the Arbiter actually has his upgrades already. I think probably not. You don't super need it against this kind of army. But let me tell you, once he has it, you can just cut those guys down. No problem. Swift Fury coming in. That's just the first upgrade for now. You will need that to be able to rage. Otherwise, no abilities. Oh wait, there is an ability. Probably shouldn't start with one, to be honest. Yeah, he's gonna attempt to hold this with turrets and whatnot, but yeah, the drop is coming in rather helpful. That's one of the things that you gain out of these early pressure games. Oh my god. What happened here? I guess methane wagons are OP. He nerfed them and then he shot them down. That's sick. Yeah, anyway, the early mini-base grabs and building on them actually gives you more leader power points. So you get to these drops fast and then you're able to hold against crazy stuff like this. Carson Camera is now able to run around with that Arbiter. I'm pretty sure he's got Conduit Incarnate with that. Looks like a big health bar to me. Turret's toast. I'm not sure EOD can save the Senji. He certainly tried, but easier said than done. Maybe the methane wagons can take down the RB, but it's gonna be hard. Oh, that shield generator just got nuked. That's a very expensive loss for EOD. And I'm pretty sure the RB can just run away from this. You can't chase that with the slow Ranger army. Infantry upgrades coming in. Cars has a lot of resources. Should probably think about expanding, and he is. Eventually he'll be doing his 4th-point Enforcer drop too. And that could actually put EOD out of the game, especially with this Arbiter hero being back and once again doing the business. Oh, cars! Oh, okay. We're fine. Not sure if that was a turret or a shield tower. The shield tower is once again very expensive for EOD. He can't afford anything, to be honest, at this point. Cars is just taking him out, I think, guys. This is probably not gonna go 40 minutes. That's the Enforcer drop, isn't it? Yeah. It's not gonna do too much though with the beam right in their middle. So one of them will basically be picked off. The other two should be fine. Reaver doesn't get the kill though, and they all stay alive. My god, there's more of them anyway. Maybe the Ranger can do something. Ah, there's an Arbiter. EOD really tried here, guys, but I just don't see a way out. The Arbiter is 1 star. He's farming the grunts. Oh man, that was brutal. Okay, very nicely done by Carson Cameras. By the way, in the Twitch chat, people only voted for EOD. There's a lot of points that are gonna go to the voters for Cars. That was a great first game. First game, I say sarcastically, lying out of my mouth. Off to game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bedrock, where we're gonna do game 2 for real. It's solely game 2. Carson Cameras is gonna be playing as the other elite, as if you hadn't had enough of that. Shipmaster. More elites. Hey, if it goes to a game 3, then no more elites for Cars. Decimus for EOD, however. It's a pretty good pick on this map. And the Chopper will be doing some work against the Elite Grunt Squad, which doesn't really have defenses against this, especially alone. If it was at least 2 of them together, I would say, okay, maybe you can outwiggle this, but there's no dodging in the universe that's sufficient to beat the Chopper one-on-one. Cars will be wanting to pick up a mini base, I think, soon, because if not, then EOD strolls in and takes over. Okay, Cars is gonna get this. He does have the extra line of sight on the grunts, I'm pretty sure, with Raid. Would be really weird to pick Teleport as your first thing. Oh, very nicely done by Cars. He should have all the free minis, then EOD knows this. He's gonna check down there, see if he can do a juggle, but Cars is really big-brained. And it's not gonna happen. He can also directly see this, so he doesn't even need to move to grunt, unlike with any other leader. So that's something to keep in mind. He's still waiting for the final slot. I'm assuming he might want the generator, but Cars already has that, having, you know, not spent money on a scout vehicle, which is expensive, and having picked up just more resources in general with the grunts who have been active this whole time. So yeah, faster generator is his reward, and more than that, he gets the power node too. Very good stuff. We've also got the second extractor now for EOD. And certainly getting some comments that Cars said that Decimus and Ship are equal here. I think I agree. Decimus certainly has some very powerful late game tools. So the scaling of these two leaders is pretty similar. You've got the very powerful 4-point drop from for Shipmaster, but then Decimus also has some very powerful tools on 4th point, like the Boundless Siphon. The double hero is very useful. You can pretty much just pull units and defeat Shipmaster piecemeal. Both have beams. But Super Banshees definitely go in favor of Decimus there, as everybody knows. Even in 1v1, it's not too bad. You just don't rush them. You go for it later and enjoy the mobility. Because this is pretty much going to be an elite versus elite mirror after the initial stages. The grunts are not going to decide anything here. Except maybe who gets the control over the middle for the next minute. So EOD is very comfortably picking up the power nodes, but Cars is ahead. He's already tier 2. He's making elites. He's getting the extra slots faster. That's a nice little advantage. Might be able to snowball the elite lead. Suicide grunts from EOD, I would not recommend that. Very easy to pick them off with rangers. It's gonna be free to... Oh, wait, he didn't actually get this power node. Surprise, what's EOD doing back there? Could have gotten the power node for free. I guess the Sui might be against the grunts, but there's not gonna be that many more grunts. I like from EOD though that he's got the much faster second base. That's smart. Because if you can get a Boundless Siphon going, even with fewer rangers, I think that can go a long way. Oh, don't go for that kill, dude. It's not a good trade to lose everything. They can still see thanks to this grunt spotting. Well, EOD is gonna do his best. Maybe he's gonna get out an engineer. I think Cars might be getting vehicles. No, he's getting a power generator, which is fine. Got the base much later, so if he can't push in here and take a good trade, then EOD will just be ahead because of the base. Taking the power nodes is good though. Very nice map control from cars and cameras for sure. But he is quite spread out. So taking off these armies with a beam, with a vortex, seems doable. Of course, you have a counter beam for that. And what I'm waiting for is for EOD to start adding some vehicles to this, or at least engineers. We're gonna have that. He's gonna need those engineers to have something as an answer to the spirit support drop from cars and cameras. So he's gonna have some super NGs actually with that. We could get a ranger count and all units from EOD, please. Visually, it looks like Kars has more. And he's got the spirit support in. That's a pretty big deal. He's full pop. EOD is gearing up as well for the big fight. Now with the extra base slots. Grunt's looking for some counter damage. I'm pretty sure he's just waiting for his 4th point for the Boundless Siphon. Cars did get that faster. EOD needs to wait. So that's why he's building. That will sort him out. Third base. That's brave. No 4th gen just yet. Bear in mind, if this goes to 5th point, EOD does have a very powerful timing with the Decimus drop. Really nice pickups. Beam is gonna come down, but the engineers are already bubbled up. And they're not messing around. Oh, not even the 2nd one goes down. That's a pretty big deal. Cars will have to react to this. And he's leaving. EOD gets his base, and Cars is losing his Rangers, man. He lost a not irrelevant number there. At least he does have the power node control. And EOD is just happy building up, man. Alright. Cars attacking once again. That's a sensor tower. EOD, you made the wrong shield generator, man. Doesn't have one here either. Yeah, on the defense, this would have been so good to have a shield gen here. I think a lot of the grunts will be going down now, though. The Rangers are absolutely ripping this army a new one. And they're healing in the process, which is even better. If he loses one harvester, but I think he can take it. Is actually Cars winning the Ranger battle, guys? I'm not sure. It's very important to focus Rangers on Rangers here to reduce the opponent's DPS. I also really like the addition of the Reavers that takes out the Engineers there. So now EOD just can't fight Cars. Having an anti-air turret here would be very, very neat. Warlord's coming out, but I'm not entirely sure that's what EOD needs right now. In fact, if he did the Corey drop, I think that's the way forward. There's the Corey drop. Oh my god! Kars is eating it. Yeah, the engineer shields up, which is nice, but this thing just evaporated the majority of the army. We've had a displacement as well to get rid of this whole thing. The turret's still doing some good work, and there is more coming in for EOD, but I'm not sure it's enough to really handle it. Nice takedown on the Reaver, however. We've got the upgrading turret too. But slowly but surely, this base is getting peppered. Unless EOD gets a teleport next point, then he will need to get a teleport at this point, I think. It's really time. But the next point isn't coming just yet. There's a Locust now blasting the base. I'm not sure EOD can save it. He doesn't have a heal ability for this. And his heroes are just a little bit too slow. Where is everybody? Extraction is ready to go as well, so Kars doesn't have to lose anything here. Wow, okay, that was a super nice base takedown. Dude, if EOD just had these heroes ready sooner, that would have been a very different game. Like, probably you don't even need to go Corey drop 0.5, right? Like, you could just get teleport first and then do the Corey drop and rely on the Warlord until then, but it was just a little too late to make it. Kars' beam gets beautifully split out of by EOD. He did absolutely nothing there. Vortex is gonna get cancelled by a teleport back home. Needs to keep this hero alive. Maybe Decimus's pull can make something happen here. And then EOD's own beam should be ready to go soon enough. Oh, the turrets are peppering this guy, blocking his shields from recharging. A nice takedown on that Reaver once again. And a great beam. The Locusts are they're fine. It's a cancel. I even canceled my words. Dude, Kars is starting to look really good here with all these Reavers and Locusts and Rangers. Mass Engineers as well. Just staying alive from the drop for this whole time. He's rich. He knows what the lady's like. Sure, he'll take down the Reaver, but he'll lose his base. Ay, ay, ay. Good job protecting all those Locusts, by the way. I like that a lot. It's a lot of beams. So unless EOD has some real big ticket item here, maybe he'll sacrifice his Decimus so that he can get another one. And wipe army with that, but I mean, he's not tier 3. Nothing like that. I don't know where this will go, guys. It's a decent little pull, but EOD will need 10 more of those to break even. And Kars is going up to 4 bases. Like, he does not care, guys. Going ahead here. And might be taking down EOD. Which, if he does, he moves on to the next round against Rock Generation. EOD will have to fight through the loser's bracket. It's not the end of the world. Briefly, Cars would be taking the top spot on the rankings. But will be tested by Rock Generation there. So some reshuffles will be happening live as we speak. Our website is immediately reacting to matches finishing like that. Ooh. Good pull once again, but the locusts are chunky. You cannot easily pull multiple of them. Let's say clump up like this. Speaking of clumping, that's a great stun, but of course Cars is going to have a teleport. Not before several units go down though. The Hunter edition here has been great from EOD. Maybe he can make something happen after all, but there's 10 Rangers, so as long as they focus at the Hunters, those will evaporate. You just really gotta focus fire that, and he is doing exactly that. Alright, tier 3 can't be too far, but of course if Cars keeps remaking these power heavy units like that, then that burns the economy. Which is not a bad thing. I mean, he's winning the fights for the most part. Every now and then donating a unit or two to the heroes, but I mean, it's looking really good what we're seeing here. So that's a great set of pulls once again. Very nice Decimus beam. Displace beam, however, coming from Cars as a counter to all that. And that will wipe the Hunters as well as a Grunt. Ooh, very, very nicely done. Warlord is trying to run away from all the Rangers. I'm not sure he can, though there's another one close by. That will definitely get him down. And that leaves EOD with pretty much nothing to show for himself. Cars and Cameras is, I think, going tier 3, guys. Oh yeah, that's tier 3. Ooh, Wraiths from here. Escape the beam once again. Very clean play. And the Locust will finish the base off. Not in a rush to do anything at this point. Just let EOD bleed out slowly. There's nothing else coming out from EOD either. Like, he's getting his hero back. Sure, that's gonna be nice, but you know, he needs some more permanent solutions to this. A bunch of vehicles wouldn't be the stupidest thing, honestly. These Rangers just win against his infantry, right? Unfortunately, they do for EOD because they're covered by these super powerful engineers. Locust as well, just pepper the army the whole time. Has to cancel the base again because the Locust beam is shooting through it. It's aiming at the hero, but nonetheless, it's damaging the base. And oh, the high ground 2-star Ranger, man. Spirit support's ready to go. I'm pretty sure Cars is gonna have some form of teleport ready, yeah. Now he has 2 armies, so EOD just can't abuse his AoEs anymore. That was a good one, but the hero will pay for it with his life. Especially if he goes into one of these animations. That's annoying. Oh my god! That was one of the best SMS beams I've seen in a long, long time. Okay, EOD might be back in this. Carson Camera suddenly down to like 56 population or whatever that was. Holy hell! Wow! And picking off individual units from here as well is super, super nice. Carson in at least a little bit of trouble now. The Grunts will be eventually peppering this base down too. But can EOD actually make some kind of push happen? Another Decimus beam might be ready to go soon, TM. Wow. EOD is doing really well, like he's taking out all the reinforcements, and I think he's got enough resources to replace the Decimus if he needs to. I think he might not need to. I think he's trying to bait cars into another big fight like that to use his beam. He's just teleporting out. Okay. Keeping his hero alive is more important. Fair enough, but then get some engineers, dude. This cost you a lot of money just now. It did reset cars pretty good, but he is still tier 3, so you have to keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure those are at least vehicle level 1 locusts. Might be level 2 by now. And training time upgrades are coming in as well. There's gonna be 3 tiers of that. Carson Cameras building up the same army again, but now it's better. Look at all those ranger health bars, they're so big. I think they might actually be level 3 by now. 22 minutes. Makes sense. Is EOD gonna have at least 1 engineer, please? Just get rid of a pair of grunts, my god. You need it. Ooh, there's not much health on this thing, let me tell you. It's really spooky against that many rangers, man. I've never seen a late game like this. Like, it always goes into some different compositions with Wraiths, with Banshees, whatever. Not rangers at 23 minutes. But we're gonna see it, I guess. EOD's a little heavy on the grunts. It's, Bounded Siphon is gonna give them the ability to, you know, just come back 1 model at a time, but ultimately the Rangers do own them. So they will be mounting. Don't quite think Karsh wants to attack there. It's a little risky. Why is Karsh not getting the hero? That's a great question, actually. He should be getting the hero because you have a lot of mobility from that guy. And he's invisible, so you can just hit the mini bases in the back. He should do that. It's like free population as well. By free, I mean 0. EOD's building. If he gets a shield, he can protect himself. I think that's what he's doing, right? Yeah. He's getting beams for his hunters. All right. Why not? He's healed his heroes up, mostly. Hey, that's just a grunt. I'm not sure that was worth the cooldown on the pull. But oh well. Karsh still only taking the grunts. That's on purpose. He wants something better. Karsh is not looking. Oh! He is losing a lot of unit models there. But he's still mostly full population, right? So I'm not even sure he needed to train anything for this. Yeah. Infantry level 3 is coming in now, so I was wrong earlier. That was level 2. See what those hunter beams can do. Looks to me like the locusts have hit critical mass, and oh my god! Oh my god! The Decimus beam absolutely evaporated everything with the aggressive teleport. Karsh is not reacting to it in any way, shape, or form. He's finally got his own beam up. But Decimus absolutely devastated everybody. He's got a star on himself now, and the Warlord is finishing it off with the big slam and the little plasma. We even got the pulse on these 2-star hunters, and the grunts are gonna be the base damage, I guess. Of course, it's down to 53 population. EOD at 116. He's got fully built up everything. He's starting his Banshee spam. He's got the Apex switches ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Banshee late game is coming momentarily. The shields are holding for the moment, but not for very long moments. It's gone. And now the Wraiths are totally exposed to the heroes and the hunters right at the gates. It's going to be very difficult to make them work, although they do have some good upgrades on them, I'm pretty sure. Still, the heroes are just unable to see them. They can't see. Wear detector. Okay, there's a Reaver. That will help a lot, actually. And yeah, being pulled back into that plasma is also a pretty bad deal for the Wraiths. But once again, they will go back into being cloaked. And nothing can see them. Carson Karamas manages to hold thanks to his cloak generator there. And he's gonna shield juggle himself back into this game. There's no juggle, he just remade it, really. Oh, I love that blister back up top. That's so good. EOD, for whatever reason, is now making brutes. That's not gonna fare very well against the tanks, let me tell you that. But the Banshees are. If you can pump those numbers up a bit, that could go a really long way. Great beam once again from the Decimus. Holy crap. EOD's so hyper aggressive, but I think it's gonna bite him this time. I don't think he's got anything for this hero. The stun was good, but Decimus is also toast. If he only had that teleport ready to save the Warlord hero as well, but he did not. Cars holding beautifully, and now he's the one in lead. Might be able to do some damage. Oh, he teleported forward, actually. Excuse me for missing that. Decimus is dead. Dead Simus. And he might be able to put EOD away now for good. Well, for this series at least, he would go in the loser's bracket. So, still a chance. But Spirit Support getting added in here. Overwhelming numbers and just pushing the base again. I think this is looking really good for Carson Cameras. The Hunters are good against the tanks, right? But they're not good against the Rangers that are supporting them. Really cool to see the very mixed compositions here in the end game. Once again, more units of EOD are dying. The only way out of this is another great Decimus drop, and somehow, some way, cleaning up this army. He's got Glassing Beam 2 ready to go once more. Let's start with the Vortex to open this. Excuse me, but Carson Karamas is just a little bit too spread out for a Glassing Beam to clean him up here. And the Hunters one by one are getting picked off ultimately by everything here. That was a very, very weak stun on just a single Reaver. It doesn't do that much. He doesn't have anti-vehicle turrets here either. And everybody goes invisible. But there are sensor towers, so that will sort out everything for EOD. Even though these units were like leeching health during the invisibility, it's not gonna be enough to stay there. Hero is too much. Maybe the Reavers can be picked off by EOD. That would be a good play still. He's doing good here, I think. Pulling back that unit as well. But there's Blisterbacks blasting. 1 star on that one. That's really, really nice for sure. And I don't think EOD actually has vision on this. He's got teleport level 2. Or was that Cars? I think that's Cars. Everyone else just has single teleport. Doing a really good job. Cars is just trading away against this army. EOD just can't afford a big drop, man. He's getting his own Blisterbacks now. Try and hold against this. Long term, it can build up a lot of value, especially hidden under a shield. Doesn't have to be hidden under a shield, though. Could just put it on the high ground. Gosh, it's still not making the hero, by the way. Is this EOD cleaning up once again? He's got critical mass hunters, guys. Is this gonna be a displacement beam? Yeah, that was a displacement up there. He scorched for the displacement as well. That's why they were getting so low there. Didn't see the scorch for a second, but that was some good work from EOD, just quickly spotting where the units were and then immediately teleporting out. He did as much as he could there, for sure. Would like to see some engineers helping this army out, but it's hard to say that because... it's easy to say that, hard to do it because there's reavers around too. So definitely a lot of complexity here for EOD to deal with. Having a blister back in every base with shields is even better. We got the quarry. Oh, that was a really good beam once again, and the vortex is locking down the engineers. Meanwhile, the army is coming in to try and clean up, but there is a beam level 2, and I'm not sure if Corey can take that. He's tanky, but not that tanky. Decimus is gonna go down. Spirit support's coming in to help. Will that be enough, though? What a game. Suicide grunt drop, yes! Yes, get him, boys! Good job. All to the Sui's credits. Really like this Wraith up here as well, trying to take down the blister back. That's great. You need one in every base though at this point, otherwise Karch just finds the weak spot here and pushes in. Yeah, not a huge fan of that. I bet EOD isn't either. It's got the Warlord. Warlord will help a lot. I really want to see this turret upgrading itself. And more turrets in general. Just have one sensor tower, 2 anti-vehicle turrets. Should be Gucci. Well, of course, no excuse not to make them anti-air as well, but you get what I mean. It's a lot of engineers. Without any anti-air, they're not gonna go down anytime soon. Even with it, it would be taking some time. Well, EOD gets to rebuild now. And he can hopefully consider his turret upgrades, because that's been sorely lacking. And against Wraith pushes, they're so useful. Hey, we got a star on the blister back. Not on that guy yet. I'm sure it's coming soon enough. Air upgrades finally for EOD. He's got the 3rd blister back and the Marauder for whatever reason. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but I guess it does slow down stuff. So you can chase a little better. Oh. It's unfortunate for that engineer there. Is this a gateway? Oh my god, he's going to the back gateway. Right? Cars. Cars. Wake up. Huh? Hold position. Ah, he's teasing us. Good pick up on the hunter. Might as well do that. Save the power nodes. It's already being captured, so it will only revert to neutral. EOD knows. He took care of it. Really good scored shots from the Wraiths. Will be hurting these guys if they try to chase. Already took down 1, so that's 3 hunter kills in the near past. I'll tell you what, guys, though. Hunters can't push bases, so EOD I think is shooting for the draw at this point. Maybe a big Banshee switch could work. But you need the infrastructure for that. I'm not sure where we are at with the air upgrades. Oh, how did this happen? Why would cars beam him? He's gonna get a beam 2 retaliation right now. That's at least the Wraith dead. The other unit's quite a bit hurt. Of course, the engineers will fix this quickly enough. I told you guys Decimus was not bad here. Air upgrade 2. It's happening at some point. Ah, finally! Scout mine and the hero. The staples. Now, controlling that hero separately can definitely get a lot done. Mini base kills. Random generator snipe, you name it. It's fast, it can get out by himself. Except, of course, if the Warlord pulls him in and stuns him. That doesn't work. That requires a teleport or extraction. Do both players get points on draws? No. It's just a replay. Big fight here. Hero went in, is getting blasted by the Wraiths, but tell you what, the Wraiths are getting picked off by the Hunters, and then we've got this thing. Oh my god. I actually think that Carson Cameras is in serious trouble here. Both heroes are still oh, never mind. That one's gotten picked off just now. The Warlord is dead. The engineers are going for now, but are getting shooed away by this. Where is EOD's reinforcements, man? Gosh just got them much, much faster, and he's getting these pretty fast units as well. Wraiths are boosted, of course, by Shipmaster's Raid. Wow. Look how much value the hero is adding. It's crazy. Suicide runs with squad upgrades? Are you kidding me? EOD, you got the squad upgrades before vehicle upgrades. This guy is a guy. He's such a dude. What an absolute personality. Oh, that's a very convenient hero timing. Oh, oh, get wrecked. Yeah, these Wraiths aren't going anywhere. They're going into the plasma, I guess, to get picked off. Very easy cleanup. Don't even need the guarding Wraith. Love that blister back. Finally, every base is protected. EOD has got such a good setup. It's just the honor guard that will be a problem for him. Now, this guy is permanently cloaked at this point. I'm assuming he has his third upgrade. You will need a detector and a hero to take him down. And the splash damage from his sword is actually enough to detonate the Suis. That's sick. Now, can EOD put together another push here? He would be pushing into Locust, which is totally doable. I like that. Mine getting healed. That's funny. So he'll teleport in the Desi hero, maybe? Would he do something like that? Nah, he's just gonna leave. Too many Locusts, honestly, guys. Too many Locusts. What happened with the hero, actually? Can't see it. Because he's invisible. That's how it works. Alright, EOD. Air free coming in. Training speed coming in. I think EOD is just looking for a good fight. And Banshee switch after. Might as well take it slow until all these upgrades are done. Make sure he actually has more than 2 Apexes too. Before he attempts such a switch. He has a lot of supplies, so he can certainly afford it now. But he's pumping 3 Wraiths from 1 vehicle building, so that's not great. Oh, great takedown on the hero. So I don't want it in the big fights until it gets a little smaller. Okay, Karsh is getting his boost. I hope EOD doesn't try to switch into Banshees now. It's too early. This was a great Decimus beam. And he's got a great glassing beam as well. Wow, okay, that did a lot of work. A lot of Locusts have been taken down. That one survives just barely. EOD... He's going for a Scarab? That was not on my bingo list. But Decimus' Scarab is particularly good because Boundless Siphon, Boundless Fury makes it faster, makes it regenerate. And then you'll drop it on this crew. What? Ah, that's a displace, right. We'll be wanting to do a teleport soon enough. The Suicide Grunts died as they dropped out of this thing. Teleport, 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 teleport. Teleport, teleport. Teleport. Soon Scarab. Teleport. No teleport. Superhero landing. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this all day. Anyway. Moving on. I think Karsh is out of here. He's gonna lose everything. I mean, he stripped 3 buildings. Whatever. He's got a nice beam to the chin. Everybody's dead. Even his 3-star hunter. Oh, that's unfortunate. There's another! There's another 3-star hunter. Oh, he could have really used those against the Scarab, man. Oh my god. I'm familiar with this situation. No. No. It's such a good timing to hit with the Scarab. There's no way Karsh is gonna follow. No way, dude. He's doing it. The Scarab is right here. He's ready to stop. He's got the shield. The base is shielded. The heroes are stunning everything. So much AoE going down. Where is Decimus? Excuse me. I can't see Decimus. Level 2 beam on the Scarab. I'm not sure the Scarab will be able to survive. He uses Fury on it as well, which would drain the health. Decimus is in the shields. He's totally fine here. Hero is now 1 star. The Scarab may be dead, but I mean, the army it killed was worth more. I'm pretty certain about that. What are these guys shooting there? Oh, it's an elite squad. Right. So, another Scarab coming in. Can this be defended though against the hero? That honor guard is doing some work. He's cooking. Yeah, the engineers can just heal it. The honor guard can't attack up, so what's it gonna do? This is a really good series, guys. I'm so happy to have caught this. It's no accident that we caught this, but it might be just lucky that it's so good. Superhero landing. Oh, it's 2 for 2. See, the earlier game I was rusty. My casting muscles just not flexed enough. Not warmed up. Now I catch them all. Like their Pokemon. This 1-star hero is gonna definitely be a problem for Cars to handle. Especially as it gets 2 stars and more. Here comes the Scrab. And let me tell you, this army is not the answer to the Scrab. It's in fact very problematic to try and deal with this thing. Now what will be needed for this is detection. Reaver is the answer. More than 1 Reaver would help. And I think EOD is gonna pick up his boys. Okay, here we go. Might have been useful to have this earlier so that you can pepper the shield down. Cloaking Gen is very much within reach. He needs to shoot the Cloaking Gen. He's not gonna do it. Oh man. Where are the blister? Oh wow! How did he just walk in there and do that? That's crazy, man. That was a lot of damage once again, and you know the other heroes around as well. So EOD should be able to defend himself just fine against the push out from Cars and Cameras, who's now gonna be on much lower population numbers momentarily, especially as these units get the killing blows. Oh, that's a great pull again. You know what's better than a pull? 2 of them. That's right. Hunter will be dead. There's some great value building up for EOD, and the Scarab is now going to strike the main once more. Cars looking for some good engagement here with mass cloaking, but I'm not quite sure he's gonna get what he wants. Scout Mine's ready to go, but the Scarab just stomping all over him. That did minimal damage. Didn't have enough time to arm itself. Displacement's gonna be used to get rid of the army all the way back home, but EOD just teleports them right back. He's got another slam on his hero that will get rid of several of the Wraves. Glassing Beam is ready for Cars, so that might be a way to punish all these Hunterinos, but they're just getting the killing blow after killing blow and getting a lot stronger as a result. Shroud will be toast. And I think the Scrab is ready to go for another round. But meanwhile, Cars has cleaned up the back mini bases. He's so filthy rich. He's getting power extractors in there. And let me tell you, this playstyle that he's doing, every unit is costing a significant amount of power. He needs that. He actually needs that. You really don't want to put it here, because the Scarab's just going to blast it, right? So, yeah, don't do that. Shield's gone. But the Scarab's health is not doing so hot. You kind of have to respect this kind of army. I think he's just going to walk into this again, guys. Like, what's he going to do? Do we have a beam for EOD? Well, we might lose the hero there. But I think he just drops in another one. Oh my god, he's going to just drop in another one, isn't he? That actually didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. Round 2, let's go. Into the main. Oh, that's such a good vortex. Are you kidding me? Followed up by a beam too. How is that not beam free yet? Come on. Many colorful lasers. That's what we need. Trying to snipe down EOD's bases, I don't think that's gonna go well. Fury is gonna get used here. Quarry Drop is in, and doesn't even need to use his big beam, but he does it anyway. Just to show some brute force to his opponent there. Is he gonna get the big slam on the hero? No? I'm not sure he needs to be honest. Great animation canceling even in the late game from EOD Spartan 7. There's so much else to do. Bonk. Bonk! Huh? Why are you going sideways now? The hell? Oh, he's used the tactical gateway to go across, and now he's blasting Carson Cameras' base. This might have been the devastating moment that EOD has been waiting for. He can get the cloak gen now. This base can no longer defend itself very easily. Not at all. It's gone. It's completely gone. He can main this down, I think. Stompy, stompy, stomp. Go over the Braves. That's right. No more DPS for you, Cars. Oh my god, EOD might equalize this series, and we might be heading into a game 3 at this rate. This is looking really strong. The blaster backs are blasting as well. Shield gen is toast. Buildings are getting picked off one by one. Not sure the unit can take it though, like, yeah. Either way, a nice base strip has happened. And Cars can just heal back up his Scarab over time. Meanwhile, his heroes can do a number to this base and the army. Look at the value getting generated from this guy. Cars is barely able to remax. He's sure does have the resources, and the extra mini bases are helping a lot, but I mean, EOD is certainly pummeling him right now. 2 stars. 2 stars on this bad boy, but the Hunter might be able to take it down. Are we gonna see a slam and beam combo? Just a beam. Slam might be separate later. More units getting taken down very easily by these heroes. We do have some detection here, but it's not enough to quite put away the base. I think Cars might be staying in the game. We might be going to the hour-long limit. And I don't think... oh my god, that was a great slam. But I don't think EOD can keep that alive. The Scarab doesn't have shielding ready to go, but there's an engineer healing it, and the heroes are here to defend against this. So Cars once again has to let the Scarab go, and he does. Suicide grunts, man. Oh, the scout mine's doing some work. He just walked over it. He doesn't care. 2-star Warlord. Well, that's something. Alright, Scarab's gonna strip those shields real quick. Take no time at all. You know what? Cars has too much stuff. All those Reavers are not allowing any engineer-based detection, that's for sure. And slowly but surely, EOD is cleaning up the back bases, knowing that he can't let Cars have a mini-base lead like that, because that would cause him to lose the game at the 1 hour mark. So they have to be equal, and we might have to get another replay. That's the crazy bit. Because nobody is truly winning here. Cars is ahead in mini bases, right? That matters. I'm sure EOD poked into the base, but so did Cars earlier. Oh, the displaced beam is so good there. Just took out pretty much everything. Wow. This is probably going to head in the direction of a draw, unless Cars can make something happen right now. He just killed the 2-star hero. This is his opportunity, his moment to strike. EOD has nothing, unless he's got a second Scarab. Because what's better than a Scarab? Yes, it's 2 Scarabs. They're gonna split the map evenly. The 1 hour match will be continuing for a little bit at least. Scarab soon. All the air upgrades will be in place as well. All the turret upgrades will be in place. All the base upgrades will be completed for EOD. Of course, he's doing his turrets now as well. I mean, I definitely want to see what happens to the double Scarab. guys are gonna get their opportunity to show the power of their pushes. Wow, that Scarab got weak very quickly. Yeah, fully upgraded units are just really good against Scarabs. And Karsa is once again out here annoying EOD. Man, this is sick. Picking off the mini bases. But if EOD can just walk past this whole thing, that would be something. Oh, he just used his big ability stun. I don't know about that. Shields up again. What is going on? 3 minutes until the timer ends. Really nice work with the Scorchers there. And the Brutes are jumping in. Is he gonna beam him? Oh my god, all the Hunters are getting picked off, guys. The Honor Guard is trying to get the Scarab, but it's not gonna be that easy. Teleports out to try and get the Scarab again. But he's getting beamed and he has to extract. And now this base is naked, so this is the time to strike. I think, maybe. That wasn't a... What? Nah, you can't go through that. That's an extract. EOD has been slightly displaced. You can't displace a Scarab, of course. You can do the heroes. EOD, man. So we're back to where we were, but weaker Scarabs. It's gonna take forever to heal them up. I think Cars might be just able to throw army after army at this and just keep them weak. Hold the extra mini base and I mean, you can't give them a win for a mini base lead, right? Okay, here goes the double Scarab push. Both of them shielded. The beam is gonna be... Oh, that's a vortex. It's still sick, though. And the Scarabs are targeting them down. Several will be dead, I'm pretty sure. The Scarabs trying to target down the main building here. The heroes are in. Reaver's having to jump out. I think EOD is gonna get that base down, guys. Oh my god, the engineers are trying to heal it, but I'm not sure they're gonna be enough. The mini base lead has been lost as well for Carson Cameras, and he's lost the base. Oh my god, EOD in the 11th hour. Just barely managing to get this done. I'm pretty sure Decimus will die here, but not without taking down a lot of these units, and then he's gonna be able to drop in yet another one of those. EOD probably gonna remax on Banshee, Reaver, Hunter, whatever at this point. All he needs to do is just keep this down. He's buying the base himself for the 1 hour mark, and I think that should be a victory there for EOD Spartan Seb. Based on our 1 hour rules, there is just very little he can do to stop this. I think we're gonna have to call it at 1 hour here. That was a very, very good job by him, and I think the Banshee Hunter army is winning here regardless of everything, right? This is gonna be the Corey drop momentarily for EOD, and that should delete the army. Oh, Kars is gonna be forced to teleport out of that, and EOD is just staying popped. I think I'm gonna message them now. I think I'm gonna have to message them, but I'll give it just a moment to see if the fight is going the other way, because Oh, he killed the base again. Okay, that's the backstab we were looking for. I think they should be stopping. This is the 1 hour rule in effect, that you have more bases. Very well done by EOD. Well, let's run in the background meanwhile. Follow him. One hour rule, EOD wins. Yeah, he's just overwhelmingly taking everything down. I did message him now, Kars that is. He just can't get this base back up, and I don't see him ever doing so again, to be honest, unless a miracle happens. That was a pretty good fight for him, but I mean, there's a hero coming, so Siphon 3 is ready. Yeah, you just can't hold against this. There's a lot of extra production here for EOD. The suicide grunts helping. Oh my god, it's so funny. I don't think Kars saw my message, so I'll tell EOD as well. Or do we just let them fight? I mean, the result is the same nonetheless. I'll message EOD as well, guys. Let's keep following him. I think they're not used to this situation. They just play it out. Gonna force Kars out of this game, I think. EOD sacrificed everything, so Metaloid doesn't like the rule. Well, look at them now. He can keep it up forever. Oh, that was a really good scout mine. Holy crap. But it doesn't matter. EOD's got the base. He's gonna take the minis now. With the gens. Gonna rebuild this. And Kars just can't push out. And Kars has a good bank, but his supplies will dwindle over time here. 2-star honor guard, that's impressive. Yeah, Banshee's going after mini base, after mini base, after mini base. And that will only hurt his supply economy even more. Maybe getting a little low. I did message him, but they're not catching the drift. Yeah, there we go. That Kars just gave up. Oh, EOD resigned, but I mean, obviously, yeah, he wins. Welcome to Frontier. In the blue color, we have got Carson Cameras playing as Atriox. And on the other side, we have got EOD Spartan Seb playing in the red color as Shipmaster. You guessed it. Yeah, Carson does no longer have any of the elite leaders available, and they'd be the ideal pick here on Frontier. So this is a very strategic map pick, in fact, from EOD Spartan Seb to try and exploit that advantage. But going up against Atriox, Atriox is no slouch on Frontier, right? Like, you've got this chopper going down the middle, it immediately causes problems for the grunts. Then you take the side power, so that's some pretty good business. But, you know, the ghost comes out, together with the grunt, will be able to get rid of this chopper, especially if he manages to ace the ram. Come on, do the ram. Ah, EOD, what have you done? It is faster, the ghost is, so should be able to still run this down. Come on. There we go. That's what he should have done earlier. Now you can pick up the mini bases, whereas it's going to be so much harder for Carson Cameras to do so, but that's not his goal anyway. Like, usually Atriox players just want to get the Atriox's chosen out early on. And that's exactly what we'll be seeing here. Mini bases are a secondary priority. You could technically counter this pretty hard with your own hero if you're EOD. And that's what he's gonna do. Shippy Mac Shipface just has a cloaking hero and you need detection for that. How are you gonna do both the early hero build without mini bases and still get detection for the chosen? I don't think you can do it. Marcel is asking how to vote on the players. I'm sorry, that's a Twitch only thing. On YouTube you get better viewing quality though, like the video quality is just way higher on YouTube. My god, EOD just built every mini base on the map and he's still gonna get his hero just fine. This guy is nuts. So much work for Carson Cameras to try and clean this up. Oh, this is gonna take a hot second, man. This is gonna take a hot second. The brutes are coming out, the choppers are coming out in order to do something about that honor guard, right? But he is still gonna need detection, which he is not gonna have very easily. Plasma rounds is coming in, but to get to detection, 450 power is needed. I think that honor guard will be just fine. Nice poke for sure. But you got the cloak immediately available. Oh, gotta use it, gotta use it. There's no time to waste. Mercenary Rage is coming in. Every act of slowing this hero down is buying precious time for Carson Cameras. The plasma mines are impeccably placed here. Maybe the grunts can detonate the other two so that the hero has free reign. But I'm not sure he does. The Chosen's coming back right on time for the cloak to expire. This could be actually really sick. Carson Cameras might be able to end the game with a super powerful pressure where EOD Spartan Seb overbought the mini bases, ladies and gentlemen. This might be totally doable. Actually, the healing is strong, but guess what? The Atriox's Chosen is even stronger. There is not enough stuff for EOD to defend. The turret's doing a lot of work though, and the hero will be ultimately able to cut down the choppers and go for a heal. The Chosen does destroy a turret and starts on the next one as well as it's trying to come up. And meanwhile, EOD has brought home enough units to defend, I think. It's just a matter of getting the shields back. And then the hero can come back down with cloaking and actually dispatch off the Chosen this time around. I think he's figured it out. Just get the shields. Oh my god, he almost ran over the mines. This was so close, but the shields are back. And now the Chosen is in big trouble, ladies and gentlemen. This is brutal. Oh, he's got beam as well to go with that. The Chosen is very fast, but he can't quite escape the beam. The plasma mines are getting detonated. The hero is gonna go down. Not quite gonna go down to the beam, but the honor guard is chasing, running over the mines. However, he's cloaked, he's fine. Carson Cameras did not get detection for the choppers, and his hero just got cut down, so I'm not really sure what he's able to do here for the rest of the game. Maybe try to lure this hero into the mine, but even that's not gonna work. He's trying to escape. Wow. This is crazy, dude. All these units could be just healed up with the side nodes here. So just send them there. Everybody's healthy. Should be good to go. And EOD is probably gonna need some help with this hero here. But just holding, it doesn't matter if he loses the hero. Just holding here is a big enough deal. Oh my god, the stun. The stun just helped him out there. It might keep him alive the whole time. His shields are gonna come back if he doesn't run over the mine. Oh man, the turrets saved him. They're killing further units too. The shields are gonna come back and he can just go and heal up and nobody will be able to catch him. Cars and cameras making more choppers, but he still didn't have shrapnel rounds, so he can't detect, he can't deal with the mass infantry. His hero will be able to, somewhat. But with the several turrets back home, I think this is more than fine. Should be able to run away with the grunts. They're fast enough to get away from the chosen. And ultimately, it's all good. The extractor in the back is a little weak, admittedly, but guess what? EOD figured out he's got brutes as well and grunts, and he's pumping them from the mini bases in the back of Carson Cameras' base. He's gonna have to commit to the big attack, but he still does not have detection, and this hero is here with full shields, able to go after this. The 4th turret will be able to come up as well. Extraction is ready to go to heal the hero if necessary, but Carson Cameras' base is getting absolutely blasted to smithereens. I don't think he can hold, ladies and gentlemen. This is brutal. 4th point for EOD Spartan Seb. Are you kidding me? He can get engineers in. He can get hunters in. Dude. Carson Cameras is forced to heal the base. Extraction is being used to heal the hero up. And goodbye Chosen. He's super low right now. Oh my goodness. I don't think the extractor will live even. There's too many grunts. There's more brutes. There's more brutes, and anytime now EOD Spartan Sep saves up a little bit of supplies, he can drop in the spirit support. It's not going to be necessary. Cars and Cameras gives way, and EOD moves on to the winners finals actually against Rock Generation. Cars and Cameras is knocked down into the losers bracket playing against Orenti there. Another best of 3 for him, a best of 5 for EOD. Let's go. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.